Hi everyone, welcome to day 21 of the 31-day beginner guitar course. I hope you managed to get through some of the hammer-ons and the slide-in in the Arctic Monkeys song in the last video. In today's lesson, I've switched to my acoustic, but you can still do today's lesson on your electric guitars. We're going to try a fingerstyle song with James Bay's Let It Go. Let's get into it. Okay, so to play Let It Go, we're going to need to put our capo on the 6th fret, so we're quite high up with this song. So Let It Go sounds like this. We've basically got a repeating pattern that goes through all the chord shapes. So if we learn the first chord, we've got basically our third finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the E string. And then for our pattern, we're going to play the 6th string and the 2nd string together. So first practice trying to pinch those 2 strings at the same time. So it should be your thumb and your middle finger playing those 2 strings. Then what we're going to do is play the 3rd string on its own. So we've got... Then we're going to just play those 2 strings down here, the 2nd string and the 3rd string, one at a time. We're going to go... So pinch. So we're first going to pinch the 2 strings together, then play the 3rd string on its own. Then we're going to play those 2 strings but without your thumb. So we're going to play the 2nd and 3rd string one at a time. And then we're going to do it one more time. So on that first chord we're going to go... So practice pinching the first one and then keeping this going underneath. And then throughout the song we've got different chord shapes. This is our first chord shape, this kind of like G looking thing. We've got our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. The second shape we do is our 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, the 5th string, and then our 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, the B string. So this is a similar shape to what we were doing in the Tracy Chapman song. But when we do this chord, our pattern remains the same, but we're just going to bring our thumb down to the A string. So we're going to first pinch, then play that single note, and then we're going to just keep alternating these two. Then as we progress through the song, there's different shapes that we play. So in bar 3, the 3rd thing we do in the intro, you don't have to put your hand down on anything. It's just all open strings. Our thumb's going to play the E string. And then at the end of bar 3, we've got our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And we're going to play that with the D string. So if we put the first 2 bars together, we've got our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, and we're going to pinch, play that pattern, and we're going to do 3 lots of the da 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 dum. Then we're going to switch to 3 and 5, and we're going to do the same pattern, but this time we want 5 of the da dum. So count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first one we're doing 3. 1, 2, 3. Second one we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's quite a hard little counting challenge. So we've got... Then we're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to press down on anything. So we're going to do the open E string and the B string. Do that 3 times. So then we want our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. But we're going to play the D string with that. So we're going to pinch the D string, the 4th string. We only want 3 of those. Then you put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of that 2nd string. Pinch the D string with it. Do the da-da. Then we take our finger off. Do the same pattern we just did, so the D and the B string. So the second part of the intro is open. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play that 3rd fret on the B string, but bring your thumb down. 1, 2. Do that twice with the pinch at the start. Then 1 on the B string. Then open on the B string. So if we put all the second half together, we get open, 3, 1, and then take your finger off. So that whole thing goes. And then the intro keeps going. We go back to the 3rd fret, and then the 3 and 5. Do that exactly the same way, and then we go back to open to take your left hand off, and then we're going to play the same pattern 3 times. And then finally in this intro, there's a shape where we put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, the G string. And then with our right hand, what we basically want to do is bring our 2 fingers up. So they're now playing the middle 2 strings. That's something we haven't done before. And it might feel a bit strange because so far I've told you to just keep your fingers down on these 3. But our middle 2 now, we're going to play the middle 2 strings. So you should have your thumb on the A string, your 1st finger on the D string, and your 3rd finger on the G string. So your thumb's on the 5th string, your 1st finger's on the 4th string, and your middle finger is on the 3rd string. So they're all on strings right next to each other. And then we're going to do the same pattern we've been doing. So we're going to pinch. This time we're pinching the A and the G string. And then we're going to keep that pattern going between the G and the D. Pinch. Then the 1 string. And then keep that going. So the final part of this intro is 3, then 3 and 5, then open, take your hand off, come back to the E string, and then 2 on that 3rd string, but we bring our fingers up. It does that 5 times. So I know that was a lot, but if we put the whole intro together, we get this. Let's try that intro slowly to the metronome. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here it is full speed. This is what we're aiming for. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of the song follows that example, but there are a few different shapes throughout the song. Download the tab from the website and challenge yourself to read the chord shapes. But yeah, realise that the patterns are all the same, but we're just changing our thumb around. Give that a go and see how you get on. Good luck. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to bend with a David Bowie song. So yeah, head to that video now and yeah, go practice.